There we go. So, just close your eyes. And focus on your breath. And we're going to take some time having chatted about our visitors and our rescuers to activate these rays within us. So whether it was a visitor who came to you or a rescuer who came to you, we are going to activate the color bands of both of them within us as we continue to create our rainbow cloak. And so we start with our visitors, those who take some time in the dark, but not seeking to take anything from the dark except for information and perhaps some wisdom, some guidance. The visitors invite us to look at the ways in which we meet others and to be open to learning from them, learning from experience as well. And so the energies, the wisdom, the guidance that we get from the visitors, there's three main keys that they invite us to pay attention to, and one of them is to acknowledge universality, to know that there's nothing that we've gone through that hasn't already been experienced. There's nothing new under the sun. Although it might be new to us, it might be a new experience for us. But when we realize that what we're experiencing is as old as time, as universal as the universe itself, that can help us to find the strength and the courage to go through it. It can help us to encourage us to listen to how others have met these experiences, how others have faced them. You know, every path that leads forth from us is a well-trod path. We don't always have to reinvent the wheel. We can listen, or we can observe, and then see what works for us. The visitors also invite us to listen for guidance and pay attention to all the different ways that messages come through. And that includes the messages that come through our own body or comes through our emotions. It's not always about looking for the signs and the symbols. It's not always about seeing how the divine shows up externally. There is that. But it is also, if it doesn't feel okay inside, then it's not okay. You know, if my body is saying, oh my gosh, you need to just lie down, you need to stop, then you need to just lie down and stop. It's so common to push that kind of messaging away. But when we open ourselves to listening as a visitor to the otherworldly place, like I humbly am open to receiving the guidance and pay attention to all the ways that it shows up. And allow the slow simmer. You know, the visitors, who is it who says, like, come on in and just sit a spell, you know? There's no rush. We can just take the time and let it unfold. There's just so much messaging that we receive now in the 21st century. That, you know, sooner is better, now is better. Results should be instantaneous or close to. You know, you should have an answer at the first pass or get it done, you know, right away. And that's just not an accurate reflection of how change and transformation work. It's not always about cooking on high. It's allowing the slow simmer, really allowing the experience and the message to really become beautifully integrated. The visitors invite us to slow down. Just let these insights reveal themselves through unhurried inquiry. So the visitors are aligned with the alchemical stage of separation. You know, taking the time to, it's separating the wheat from the chaff, of sorting out, does this work for me? Does this not work for me? Is this right? Is it not? Does it land? Does it not? And you know, there's one way of looking at this as being, you know, we certainly have seen the harbingers as being calcination and the, you know, the tower cord and the comforters as being dissolution and being the moon card, and you know, this can be the sun shining the light, this on what it is that we need to pay attention to. And I love this image of the sun with all the sunflowers. Like, this one may work for me, this one may not, this one I take in, and this one I go by, and that it is this there's an innocence to there's an unself-consciousness. Not being self-conscious, like should I, shouldn't I, but the unself-consciousness of the child that just says, yes, I like this. No, I don't like that. And that's how we determine what works for us and what doesn't, what lands for us and what doesn't. And this sun is also reflected in this, my image of the solar plexus, the lotus. And that we listen to what feels like it resonates within us. And it could touch our hearts, but it does touch our solar plexus. Is this in alignment with the truth of who I know myself to be? And so this very simple symbol, the honey of esteem, it is this seed of the self, filled with that sense of self. That is the filter through which we're able to determine that, yeah, this does resonate with me. How do I know? Not because I think it should, but because I feel it. I feel it in the center of myself. This is in alignment with my truth because I hear the resonance with that harmony. And the more that we are able to use that as our compass, use that as our light that helps us to discern, the more we are able to move into a place of resilience. We're able to come back from the things which may challenge us, to keep moving forward through those challenging winds. And so the visitors reflect to us that if we are true to ourselves and we listen with discernment, we can come away with something that touches us, opens us to the extraordinary, opens us to wonder. And similarly, but differently, we have the rescuers, who also travel temporarily to the underworld or the other world or even the heavens. But they come with a different intent. They have a vision of that which, perhaps may not belong in a place where it has been relegated to. And they are seeking that which has been lost or trapped, and attempting to shift the status quo. And so they do bring different messages of guidance. The first, of course, is about helping others. As the visitors helped us to acknowledge universality, that there is nothing new under the sun, but it's also recognizing that as unique as we feel our experience is, there are others who are also going through similar things. And so, not to try to save others, but to be able to reflect to others, to reach out to others who may find themselves lost, confused, bereft, or lonely. Even if it is just to reflect, I see you. I see you. I understand your struggle. that in itself can provide a light. They also reflect to us to be strong, to recognize that there are times when fortitude and determination are the order of the day. This opens us to that sense of resolution. I am resolute. I will keep putting one step in front of the other. Choosing to drop into the dark, choosing to acknowledge the shadows that are around us can bring its own particular challenges. And it can be very easy to feel the pull, to fall into that darkness oneself. And there are particular times sometimes, and I think we are in one of those times. I think this past week that we've had has been really dark. There's a lot of pain in the world. It is hard sometimes to see it, not get pulled into it. Offering a supportive hand does not mean putting oneself at risk. Does not mean that we have to get pulled in. We cannot be lost in that process, or we risk everything. So know how to be strong, but how to hold on to that integrity within, that strength within. And part of this can come from remembering joy, remembering that the purpose of this, the whole impetus is not about the trials and tribulations. I don't go into the dark in order to be in the dark. I don't look at the past pain just to continue to poke at something. It's to be able to reclaim the joy. We enter the dark to seek the light that was lost there, not to continue to stay there ourselves. We find the lights, and when we do, we bring it triumphantly forth. And sometimes what is being rescued is that which brings joy to our experience, reminding us of the joy of being alive, even in the face of darkness and pain. Allowing the new, that which helps us to bring forth the light triumphantly, is about knowing how to release that which no longer serves. And to bring forth that which is best for us, or the truth of us. As Marianne Williamson says, it's not our dark, but our light that frightens us. But often it is that pain that is the very agitation that brings us to new awareness, to newfound wisdom. And when that shows up, it is that which has been rescued. It is that which we need to embrace. And that which we need to share. So the rescuers also reflect how to share wisdom, And when we find those tips and truths that ease us in our own process, to be open to allowing that to be seen. And the sharing of that which has been retrieved, rescued, reclaimed from the dark, it opens us to connection with others. And another place where rescuers and visitors, it's that universality. We are all just here trying to do the best we can. And so the rescuers reflect the alchemical stage of conjunction. We are walking side by side. We are these self and other, this world, the other world, side by side. And I see this as, one reflection of this is the star. This light that we come to, that we have rescued from the dark, that shines on this life that we are moving through, continues to offer this light in the dark. And that is our heart chakra, the coming together of the above and the below. This weaving of spirit and human that is reflected in the dance. And you see that as well in this honey of synthesis of the above and the below coming together, and that tiny point. And the rescuers have that awareness. They know what's in the world and what has been lost in the underworld, and wanting to bring that up to the world again, and may or may not be successful. But it is that meeting place. They hold that meeting place. And so, with all the visitors and all the rescuers, breathe in yellow. Dawn yourself in the yellow ray of the visitors, and breathe in the green. Dawn yourself in the green ray of the rescuers. As you breathe in the yellow ray, know that your own courage to venture into the unfamiliar and uncharted places opens you to wisdom, knowledge, truth that can continue to illuminate the true gift held in the dark. And as you breathe in the green ray, know that that precious thing that remains in the dark, that you have that capacity, that resolve to dedicate yourself to keeping it alight, to never, never, never forgetting how precious it is, no matter where it dwells, above, below, center. And so, the visitors in that yellow ray, invite the activation of resilience, inviting us to ask, in what ways do I discern and accept the helpful messages and support? And allow that to bring me back. Bring that buoyancy and connection, that life. And the rescuers, with the activation of that green ray, that hold us with that centered resolution, inviting us to ask that question, in what ways do I commit my heart to that which I know to be precious? I dedicate myself to that. So breathe these colors in, feel the activation of the yellow ray and the green ray within. And take 3 deep centering breaths. Bring yourself slowly and gently back to the here and now. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.